Welcome back to Joel's Sports Cards. Today, before we have our next installment in the 5 C's video series featuring Lions Luck, we have a giveaway randomizer to run for our NBA Finals giveaway. There's 9 cards. 4 of them are Golden State Warriors cards. You got 2 Stephs, including a Slam insert out of 2021 Hoops, and 2 Jonathan Kuminga rookies. And then for those that are rooting for Boston, here's the 5 to pique your fancy. You got an Aaron Nesmith green auto out of Donruss, a 2020 Mosaic yellow reactive NBA debut rookie card for Peyton Pritchard. You got a 2017 throwback prestige Derek White rookie card. And then you got to have a couple Tatums, right? National Pride out of Mosaic and Prism as well. So those are the 9 cards that were in the giveaway. We're going to copy, and commentpicker.com is out. It's not working today. So we're going to pickawinner.co that fetches stuff. And apparently you just hit anything goes. And we have 17 comments, which is awesome. Thank you to the 17 people that entered this. We're going to pick a winner. Kingdom Rips. Awesome giveaway, brother. I think the Warriors will end up winning, but I'm predicting an awesome series. I bet it goes to 7. Well, we got game 4 tonight, and we will see if it gets tied up. That would definitely make game 7 more likely. So Kingdom, thank you. Let me know by emailing me at joelsportscards@gmail.com how I can best get you those cards to you free of charge. All right, without further ado, let's hit it to Lions Luck. Welcome back to Joel's Sports Cards, and this is our 5 C's video series, which stands for Conversations with Content Creators in the Card Community. And today we have the pleasure of being joined by another NFC North football fan, Lions Luck Sports Cards. Lions Luck, say hi to the people.
What's up, people? What's up, Joel? Good to be here, man.
So I like to start off by understanding how each channel got their name. And when people hear Lions Luck, I will assume they think negatively. Is that what it was intended to be?
Yeah, there's a bit of irony there. It's a joke. I realize that the Lions are, in fact, the most unlucky team in the NFL. I mean, there's probably other fan bases that think that way, but I have some pretty good arguments for the Lions being the worst one. Up-and-coming offensive linemen getting ran over by cars while they were mowing their lawn and dying. Other up-and-coming offensive linemen getting paralyzed on the field. Other linebackers getting paralyzed on the field. How about the process of the catch with Calvin? How about the 10-second runoff with Golden Tate against the top? Oh, my gosh, dude. Lions, Black Swan events everywhere. So, yeah, it's a joke.
So you're going for the ironic. You're trying to say this bad luck that the Lions had, I'm hoping to reverse the curse with these sports cards.
Exactly, yep. And it's working okay so far.
Yeah, if you haven't seen the Lions Luck 1-year anniversary compilation video, it's working.
It's crazy, man. I'm loving it. I've been on a crazy run here. I was almost afraid that by releasing the compilation video, I'm gonna create a cold run coming up, but fingers crossed it stays all right.
Right. Check that video out if you have not already, the 1-year channel anniversary for Lions Luck. Let's go into, as you have this channel where you're trying to reverse the curse of bad luck, what do you see your niche in the YouTube sports card community? What is the angle you're trying to go with for your channel?
I think it's like a lot of others. I want to preview new products. I want to show people maybe some good things to buy and give them my opinion on some bad things to buy, like Playbook Megas, etc. But I also want to kind of, I'm pretty big on preaching a little bit of moderation within the hobby, because I know when people get a little carried away with stuff, it can affect relationships. And at the end of the day, it shouldn't be an obsession. It should be a hobby. It should be fun. It shouldn't be a chore, So another thing that I track on the channel, and that I track just to tell my wife, is spent money to incoming money from sales, right? So sometimes I pull some bangers I do not want to sell, but I got to get the books right. You know, that's just the way it is. I PC the line. So if I pull a sweet line, I'm going to keep it forever. If I pull like Josh Allen stained glass that I pulled a while ago, I'm going to have to sell it because it's a big card and I need to make the books right. So that is one thing that I like to preach, is the moderation with the hobby.
For sure. And I really respect that because it's how I operate too. As a channel that isn't monetized, you do need to keep that awareness. And I'm at the place where I'm not putting more money into this. So it's just a circulation of I'm selling a card to open product to then be able to rip it. But as we know, that is a little bit of a dance, right? Because in general, once you open it, you probably have less value than if you constantly kept stored wax. So what I liked is you had a video recently where you kind of just said, here's what I've been doing recently. And you really just hacked out kind of certain cards and the cost. And you looked and you said, hey, you know what? I'm in the negative right now in these rips, but that's okay because this is also a fun thing that I'm going after. And I've had more fun doing this than I could have anticipated, which I thought was just such a great video.
Yeah, thanks, man. I'm going to try to do, those are like my quarterly reports. It's just to kind of, I do really want to hammer home that moderation and just being responsible because, you know, I have a family and I have a wife, you know, and I got to tell her like, hey, we're doing all right. I'm in the black. It's all good, you know, or I've, you know, spent $100 this year total on it. So at the end of the day, I can feel good about that. And then she can feel good about it too.
Do you Excel spreadsheet it? Do you notebook and pen? What's the actual way you track it?
No, I just have notes with card budget month to month. I just keep track of what I sell and what I buy. So like if I buy something and I haven't ripped it yet, I won't put it in there. But then as soon as I rip it, I got to put it in the budget.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that way, like, I don't really ever sell sealed stuff because I don't like to open stuff, you know, that's why I do this. But it does kind of create, when you're opening, like a little bit of a consequence, you know, like, okay, if I open this, I got to put in that $45. Right. And then, you know, so it just kind of creates more of a, you know, personal responsibility on my part.
That's what we're going for here. Personally responsible YouTubers. It's just a common adjective that's placed in front of every content creator. So as we look at big picture, the hobby, you know, both you and I are collectors. What is stuff that you look at and say, these are strengths of where we're at as a hobby currently in this 2022 climate?
I mean, this right here is a big strength, man. It's YouTube. It's people like us just getting together. Like I would have never met you probably. I'm not sure. Where do you live again? Like what state?
Yeah,
Minnesota. You're a Vikings fan, I know. So like, there's a very good chance we would never come across each other in this world. You know, Michigan, Minnesota. I'm not going up to Minnesota anytime soon. I have family there, and just like the community has been incredible. Just meeting awesome people, guys from Texas, like game day. You know, via Ohio. Like guys like you, guys like Acme, you know, it's been sweet. I'm leaving out so many FTF. I meet some awesome fellow Detroit Lions fans on here. So it's great, man. This is the best thing about the hobby right now for me is YouTube. And this wasn't, when I was a kid collecting, this wasn't something that was a thing, you know, it was the 90s. It was almost pre-internet. So yeah, it's been great.
And, you know, I feel like there's kind of some negative stereotypes of card collectors in the past, right? It could be kind of weird person who lives in their mom's basement and doesn't have a real job, right? There was that. Right. But then kind of 2021 almost brings this new stereotype of like person that's just trying to like rip off small children as they scalp and like they don't even care about sports. They just want an easy dollar, right?
Right.
And so for there to be like, okay, these two stereotypes, not to say that those aren't people that exist, but there are a huge amount of people who are down to earth, full-time working, people that just want to connect and have fun over this specific thing. And I think that's a great point that we actually have a community of real people doing this well.
Right. I mean, even when I started this channel, I had to I would put stuff on social media and I felt the need to preface it with like, all right, I'm doing this weird thing now. Like, I know it's weird. I really like it though. Come check it out. But now I'm just like, yeah, I like it. It's fun. It's an enjoyable thing. It's family oriented. You know, I try not to swear in any of my videos. I try to keep it like so kids could watch it and enjoy it. I was a teacher last year, and a lot of my students like check out the videos and comment every once in a while. So it's awesome, man. It's a good family hobby, and That's what I'm liking about it.
And it is really impressive that for the most part, almost widespread, every ripping channel is family friendly.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's so awesome that we're at that place. And I do think it's because of the respect of the kids and understanding how important it is that most of us got into this when we were kids. So you want that pipeline to keep going for the next generation. But I really love that YouTube has really landed that community too.
Mm-hmm.
So
I mean, the kids are why we do it, right? Like, it's like, this is a kid's hobby, and it's like we do it to feel like kids again, right? Like, and I remember my first giveaway video, like 50 subscribers, was like a local kid, and I just dropped it in his mailbox. You know, it was like, that's a beautiful thing. I love it.
Same thing happened to me. I'm actually 6'5", so I'm a rather tall human. And when I gave it to the kid, he all he said is, "You're way taller than I thought you would be." And it's like, yeah, yes, but you're right. The local connection is super fun. Literally blocks down like the road from my house was this kid watching my YouTube video. And
Same here, man. It's so weird. We had like, his mom had just waited on us at Home Depot to like, because we were remodeling our kitchen. And so like, she, you know, so it's just a small world. It's weird.
Yeah, I'm worried one day, this hasn't happened, but I mean, I put my face in each video. Somebody's going to come up to me and say like, "Are you Joel from Joel Sports Cards?" I'm going to be the most like disappointing person to them because I'll not be as entertaining in
Oh no, you're entertaining, man. Just for a little talk here, I'm sure they'll be excited to meet you.
Yeah, hopefully they're not intimidated by my 6'5" frame.
Yeah, I'm 6'2" too, so I get it. Like, big tall dudes scare people.
That's reality. Things that scare you about this hobby that we're in right now. That's my segue. What are some things
right there? I love it.
What are some things that you're looking at and you're like, I wish this was a little better, that we were in a different place as a hobby?
The hobby price, it's insane. It doesn't make sense. Just if you look at, and especially now, I think it made sense in 2020 when singles prices were through the roof. You know, that's why retail was so awesome back then, because you could pull a base. I remember I sold a base Herbert Prism last year for $212.
Right.
This was like, you know, like when singles prices were that, hobby prices made sense. Everything was right with the world. They were still a little high probably, but now singles prices have gone down, and hobby prices, they just don't make any common sense to buy hobby right now. Now that being said, I will buy hobby every once in a while, like a boombox or something, like for a special occasion. It's a special occasion thing. But I remember when hobby was not a special occasion thing. You know, you could buy a box of Prism for like $100. Like that was awesome. You know, like I missed those times. And there's like, you know, like you said, there's a small percentage of dirt bags out there, scalpers and like the breakers who are doing underhanded things. But that's a small percentage of the hobby, I think. I think most people are just enjoying it. But the prices, man.
And you know what's tough is we really can't do anything, you and I, to change that dynamic of the hobby. Prices are set by big companies, and then they have people on the secondary market, whatever people will spend is what they'll charge, right? So you and I can try to promote like getting kids in the hobby and being upfront and transparent with stuff and trying to have people understand personal responsibility and moderation. But when it straight up comes to the price tag, I haven't figured out how to convince Target to lower the price of blasters. Maybe we can work on that together, but it seems like that's where it's at, and we have to figure out and navigate around that reality.
But like the retail though, like they raise the price of everything and it stinks, but that's like kind of supply and demand. Like people want it, people will pay that price, and you can pull stuff, you can make your money back out of retail, or like half of it, maybe you lose $10 on a $30 blaster or something, you know, $15. But the hobby, man, watching people open these Prism boxes and pulling like $300 worth of cards tops out of a $1,500 to $2,000 box, it's like, I'm glad somebody's doing it so I can watch it, but it's sickening. I can't imagine doing that on a regular basis. There was another channel that he was also transparent at the end of the year, and he's a hobby ripper. Great channel, Silver Sport. I love those guys. They're awesome. They're funny, fun to watch, right? But he was transparent with what he spent and what he made off of sales, and it was like 25K that he was down for the year. So he must have like a great job where he can do that. Good for him. Have fun. Do whatever you want. Spend your money, whatever you want to spend it on. But that says it all right there, right? It's really hard to benefit from purchasing hobby right now.
Right. And the reality is that when people get burned, they can't get burned forever, right? Like maybe he can take that hit this year, but if he did it again in 2022, as he looks and has his quarterly report, he might be like, all right, I need to adjust, I need to change, right? Because it's not infinite, the amount of money that you can keep losing, right? And certain people will just be like, I had one negative experience, I'm out. So
Yeah.
my wish is that we would have kind of an entry point for new collectors to be able to understand things more. But unfortunately, like so many people in 2020, they heard it was hot, they saw something, they went for it without understanding pop counts, without understanding, different surface issues on a card or whatever it might be, and then they just got burned, and now that we lost them as members of our community that could have been super valuable.
Yeah. But then you do think with some of those leaving members, like prices have to come down at some point. But I'm not sure, because the breakers like run through so much product, and people are still willing to drop like 50, $100 and on a team, and maybe they'll get something cool, maybe they won't. But I guess it's the gambling aspects of it with the breaks. But I don't know. I'm just waiting for something's got to give here with the market, it would seem, but who knows?
Well, what I like is trying to just figure out for my channel how to make it work, right? There is kind of a survive and adapt element that's really fun. And part of this video series is that too, right? To create content without having to open stuff.
Right.
Because you can't just constantly be buying product if you said, hey, I haven't sold enough to be able to do that. So I appreciate you being willing to hop on a video series to help that go, so that my channel and our channels can continue to grow while we're navigating a new frontier, right? This is new. Every month, every season is new, but we kind of always have to be self-reflective and looking and seeing what it requires to have a functioning, sustainable YouTube channel.
Right.
Definitely. So looking for you, as you have forward plans for Lions Luck, what do you anticipate now that you've celebrated your channel's 1-year anniversary? Congratulations on that. That's really awesome.
Right.
What do you think maybe this next year you would hope your channel would look like? What would happen?
Probably some of the same, but like we were talking a little before we went on, like I've picked up stuff constantly. If you go to my first videos, it's just, straight camera to hands, and I'm ripping cards. There's nothing going on. Then I get a little card mat. You just add a little layer every time. You add a little presentation every time. Learning how to edit videos, learning how to put together a compilation video. I didn't know how to do that before I made that one. So I'd like to do, you're talking about creating content without, ripping stuff essentially all the time. Like I'd like to do shout outs to other channels via just kind of pulling some of their hits for the week, and it gives them a shout out, creates some kind of community on YouTube. And so that's something I would do, kind of top 10 pulls of the month, like you see if Sports Cards doing top 10 cards of the week, but on a lesser level, like the maybe the people with less than like a K subs, so they can get some exposure, get some more subscribers, that kind of thing. And just kind of keeping on, man, previewing, hoping I keep pulling fire and kind of keep the ship flying.
When you look at the different sports that you would ideally want to rank, what's the hierarchy? Is it football number one?
Football is number one, man. I probably told you this before. It's kind of one of my claims to fame. I grew up down the street from Barry Sanders.
So
right, I didn't tell you that.
No.
So he lived 5 houses down from us, and he was just like, the day he moved in, my brother and I went over there and got into some tech mobile with him. He hung out with the kids in the neighborhood all the time. Would shout my name out when he drove by. Just made me feel like the coolest kid in the world, right? So from that point, unfortunately, I was doomed to be a Lions fan for life because of that. But it also kind of stoked. I mean, I gotta love football, man. Barry Sanders, my neighbor, best running back of all time. We could debate that, but I think it is. Yeah. So football's number one. Basketball's number two. And then every once in a while, I'll rip some baseball too. Haven't really gotten to I will rip some like Star Wars stuff with my kid also. So I got a Star Wars bounty blaster coming. So
Yeah. If you haven't watched Barry Sanders YouTube clips recently,
oh man,
it's iconic how he is just infinitely faster than every defender that he just blows by.
it's breathtaking, man. It's poetry in motion. It's I could put that on at any time and watch. There's like a kind of greatest hits that comes up every time with him, but they're all just phenomenal.
Totally. Totally. Well, we are grateful, Lions Luck, that you hopped on this video series. We hope your greatest hits of fire pulls keeps going bigger and bigger, because it's just fun to see people get excited as they pull sports cards and do it in a socially, personally responsible way. So thank you. Are there any plugs you have for your channel? Any shout outs, anything you want to do right here with the last?
Man, just check out the anniversary video, get in on the giveaway, giving out the mystery packs. Just all you gotta do is throw up your PC, and on that video, it's like a Contenders Blaster video from a while back. But yeah, when I get to 400, I'm gonna send one of those out. Probably I will try to do some more mystery packs too coming up. So yeah, man, just come and join us. We're gonna have fun.
It's an honor. Both you and I are basically at the precipice of 400 subs. So it's really cool to be able to look and say like, hey, the future is going to be awesome to follow and track. And I know there's a ton of bright stuff for you, Lions Luck. So thank you for joining us on 5C's Conversations with content creators in the card community. Until next time, y'all, keep ripping. Peace.
Thanks, Joe.